So I'm going to shower, eat, and then buckle down and like spend the next few hours like actually writing and tending to this book.
I told you so.
All right, so I almost fell into, well, not almost, I did. I fell into this trap. So with this book, because I am adamant about getting all three of these books done, and I have 2 weeks for this first one, I fell into this trap of being hung up on the beginning, trying to start this book right. I'm gonna tell you a little story. So my issue was like, it wasn't like, it needs to start and be so pretty and wonderful and whatever else. It wasn't that. It was that I just had an issue starting the book. The chapters that are in the middle, the stuff that I've come up with doing the outline, that was nothing. But for some reason, me and this book, the opening was giving me hell. So because I'm adamant about finishing these 3 books and getting them done, and I know a book is made in editing, your canon ain't real until it's published. When it's written, things can change at any time. I caught myself like not too long ago, maybe like an hour or so ago, and I was like, okay, you need to flip and relax. And I say this because 1, we should all relax, but 2, I've been writing for so long, and I remember an instance where I wrote a 3-book series. In that second book, I remember distinctly writing that book and getting so close to the end. I was probably like 93% done with the book. And then I went back and wrote the beginning because I did not like the way that the beginning started. And so to kind of bridge the gap between certain storylines that appeared, I went ahead and just instinctively went back and added to the beginning. So I said that to say, like, I fell into that trap of wanting this to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. When I'm in an outline and I'm getting those ideas out and them conversations and scenes and things that happen, that flows like nothing. If I have to stress about it, I can do that later. That's a problem for future me. Present me, my job is to help out future me by getting the words on the page. Or the editing, I mean, I could do light editing. You know, if I got misspelled words, I'll change those or whatever. But like as far as in-depth editing, I'll do it in the process of writing if I get to a point and I'm like, okay, well, this shouldn't happen, or this should happen, or this should have been, another person should be in the room, things like that. But my job right now is to make it easier for myself in the future. And I make it easier for myself in the future by actually writing the book, no matter how it looks. Now, I say my drafts aren't clean, but they're not terrible and illegible. Like you know what's going on. It's just, if I have misspelled words, I do not care. I do not care. I will fill up a whole draft with nothing but misspelled words. It's like, whatever, that can be changed. But like, as long as I get the story out, I get the plot out, you know what's going on, that's more important to me, especially in those early drafts. So that being said, I found myself falling into that trap. I just remembered how I'd done it before, and now I can move forward. So I'm currently at the pyramid. Once I'm out of here, I got about probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. I do have to like do some dishes and some cooking and stuff, but like my goal is to just finish. So I did some dictation last night as well, and it worked, but I fear that though I did enjoy that learningness, whatever, that I experienced while dictating that earlier chapter, I think that might be scrapped completely, and that's okay. I'm going to be okay with that. I cannot be mad or frustrated or angry when something is now, I'm not saying I'm deleting those words because they may work somewhere else in this story. They may work for an entirely different story. Like, I'm never deleting my words. But even though I put time and energy into that, I'm not married to my time and energy. I'm married to my results. So instead of me, like, even if it takes me an hour to write, you know, let's say 4,000 words, if they don't work, they don't work, and I have to move on. So I think that's going to be the thing that might save me with this, is being able to be connected to the story to get it out, but be emotionally detached enough to be able to kill my darlings. Be that a character, a storyline, a neighborhood. Like, I'm constructing this entire city from my mind. If something needs to be uprooted and demolished and whatever else, so be it. Another funny thing, speaking of like demolition and whatnot, like I had this thought that I'm laying down the foundation of what this city is and who does what and businesses and this and that. And if I ever get to a point where I'm like, let's say for example, I don't know, luxury condo A is in the west side and luxury condo B is in the north side, and then I have a character who lives on the west side and they're just chilling and hanging out, and let's just say I do a story about, I don't know, the mafia gangs on the west side shooting up and whatever else. And I'm thinking like, well, dang, character A who was in luxury condo A, I don't want them here anymore. Like, I don't want them to be involved with this story. Yes, it's fiction and you can do what you want, but even more on a more, what is it, maybe micro level, macro, whatever, a smaller level, I can quite literally just be like, yeah, construction company ABC came and demolished luxury condo A and everyone moved to luxury condo B. Like, it's that meta-ish control that makes me laugh. These silly little moments like that. So that's what I thought about. Like, even though what you write is what you publish is canon, if I mess around and I'm like, I need something moved, it's my city. And instead of just ripping it up out of the ground and throwing it away, like for the continuity's sake, it was demolished. Or there's this huge storm that came in and just destroyed the building. So that's one thing I absolutely love about writing. So all that being said, I'm going to finish out my time at the pyramid. I am taking some notes on some things that I want to maybe include. I'm thinking I might need to not restructure, but like lay out the arcs for everyone, because I've done that to a degree. A lot of it was like bullet points, but now that I have a fully fleshed out outline that I'm going to attack today, I might want to, so I'm going to do that first chapter no matter what. But I think after getting that first chapter down, I want to go back and like write every single character and their beginning and their end, because I have it's embedded in the outline, but I want to see it laid out, and I think that'll help me as well. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time, and I cannot wait to dive into this this great story. So yeah. So I got off or left the pyramid, and I laid down, took me a little nap, did some cleaning, little stuff that I probably could have did more, but I ordered me some food. So I'm going to shower, eat, and then buckle down and like spend the next few hours like actually writing and tending to this book, because I don't, this is just what I want to do today. This is day one of trying to get this book done in 2 weeks, and so I need to start off strong, knock some stuff out. But that's what I am. Put on some good little music or something and call it a night. So I don't know if there'll be many updates, but I do know this is what I'm doing. So I've been writing and planning, and one of the interesting things that I've uncovered is book 3. So to recap, 3-book series, hopefully novella is what I'm shooting for. I overwrite, so it could be a bit longer. I am done with the outlining stage. There's still some gaps or some empty spaces, but that was done intentionally so I could kind of freeform plug stuff in. And it's only like 2 or 3 like bullet points, and it's really like around the fun and games portion where you're like developing relationships, doing the day-to-day stuff. But I have these 3 books. I have the first one completely done as far as outlining and plotting is concerned. The second one, I know what type of story it is. That one is not done yet, but in the midst of me writing this first one, I am jotting down notes and things that I want to go into this second one, the second book. Man, the third one, I had an idea of what it was going to be, and I knew the direction I was going to take, but I just got an idea for, well, I won't even say, well, of course it's an idea because it's from my head, but I won't even say like got an idea. I think what happened is with me plotting out and then starting to write this first book and like explore these characters a bit more, because it's one thing to see like the list of traits and attributes and family tree and everything laid out in front of you. It's a whole nother thing when you're actually in it and you're writing. And so for that third book, there's a story that I'm still doing the story that I intended, but now I've thrown another wrench into the mix, which is only going to help like flesh out that story more. And I'm able to seed some things in these first 2 books, mainly in the second one, but I don't know. I'm just getting started, so anything could happen. I'm going to get back to my writing, but it's looking kind of good, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I think I'm in trouble, y'all. So my plan is for this to be a novella. My plan is for this to be a 3 novella book series. My plan for that puts me at about 30K to 40K words. And I did the math a couple days ago, and it was like my word count for each chapter, if I'm going at like 27 to like 30 chapters, I think I put like 28, my word count should be like 1,400, like 50 something. I'm on the first chapter, and this is 2,196 words for this chapter. And actually, hold on. Make sure I didn't lie. Oh, actually, okay. Ooh, I feel better. Hold on, let me redo this. Okay, so now that was for everything. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Okay, yeah, I was freaking out. So I thought the way I have my Scrivener set up, because I'm writing in Scrivener, is it was doing total work. Okay. Oh, so this makes me feel better. So in this chapter, it's I'm at 1666, so 1,666 words. I'm not done with this chapter. I am over the 1,400, but that's okay, because that first chapter that it's like 500 something, and collectively that brings me at 2,100 words. That first chapter actually I think is going to be removed. I don't know which video it was, but I mentioned how I did some dictation. Was it maybe this video? I don't know, but I did some dictation when I was kind of stumped last night, and I have words that I can use, and I might not use them for this, or I might use them for this story, but just take out the information that I like I had a little bit of backstory, a little bit of the friend stuff, and actually some of that information I have included in this first chapter, because I'm so hyper focused on the outline is on my screen. Next to that is my Scrivener document. Then next to my other screen is all of the information that I'm pulling from my outline, putting here so I can put in order. Like, it's whatever, it's my process that I didn't even realize, so I may just get rid of that altogether. So what I also have come up with is that there are some things, I have a sheet of paper, kind of a master list, that I'll be notating things that I see as I'm writing. Like, there is a little lounge, little chill spot in the city in one of the artsy areas, and that shows up maybe once or twice in here, but I have to name it, and I completely forgot to name it. But because it's also tying in with a different character, I'm going to give it a minute, sit with it, get through a couple chapters, and then decide on what it should be. And actually, here's a fun little experiment. If you made it this far, please leave in the comments, what's a good name for a lounge? What's a good name for a little chill lounge? Maybe you got some hookah, some good music, you know, a little maybe 30 and up crowd, a little bit more mature crowd. What is a nice name? What is a name that you would that would get you like, oh, I might want to go there? So let me know that. Put that in the comments or something. But yeah, I'm good. I'm not finished yet. And one thing that I've done with this first chapter that I mean, I've done it before. I think we all have done it, where you've taken different sections and kind of moved them around. But I've been able to do that while in the midst of writing again, because I have this full series outline and I know what's coming. So I'm able to kind of move some things around. Like there's a character who I want to show up in this chapter, but I'm thinking to maybe not let them show up, because I just want this first chapter to explore the friends. I just wanted to explore these three and their dynamic, their relationship with each other, and let that be that before we introduce anybody new. Because I guess I feel like if this book was written and I read it, what would me as a reader, what would I enjoy? And I don't want any distractions from other people who are not, I want to say important, but they're not the core. You know, the books are about these three friends. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just keep it like this, and then the other character who I want to introduce, I may like either, I can't do it in the next chapter. I would probably have to do it. I have a good idea. So I am tired. I will say I got off to a rough start, a very rough start. Kind of felt like my mojo was gone or something, but I'm good. So right now I'm at 1,666. I'll probably just leave that as my ending word count and like wrap up this video, because I think it's extremely long already, and then finish out the night, and then hopefully day 2 I can keep this momentum going and get me some good words down. So yeah, let's wrap it up here. Thank you guys for watching so far. Stay tuned for the next installment of this series. We're gonna build this fictional world. We're gonna populate it with tons of beautiful people and wonderful stories, and shoot, when all is said and done, I hope y'all can come by and visit for a little bit. So I'm Rhayne Coleman, excuse me, a writer, an author, writing stories, creating fake worlds, and inhabiting and filling that world with compelling stories. So follow me on this journey, and thank you all.